Fox News alert right now. Michael Cohen, apparently before this judge, caught everybody by surprise. He was supposed to be in court 2 weeks from now for his sentencing. That's all changed. Howard Kurtz has been watching this from Washington. Howie, good morning to you. Just want to remind our viewers that part of Cohen's connection, being a longtime attorney for President Trump, is that he apparently settled these payments with Stormy Daniels. And the relationship of Stormy Daniels and her attorney, Michael Avenatti, apparently is more stormy than we thought before. There was news on that today. Just tie that in there, Howie.
Well, it was in Cohen's first potential trial where he pleaded guilty. A lot of it had to do with his New York taxi business, but also to making the hush money payments to the adult film star Stormy Daniels and saying that he did so at President Trump's direction. This has nothing to do with the plea today. Now, Stormy Daniels has put out a statement, which I know you're going to read, expressing unhappiness with Michael Avenatti. Let me say with my customary understatement, this has not been a good month for Avenatti, who had fantasies of running for president. He was arrested on charges that he disputes, domestic abuse against a girlfriend. That led Stormy Daniels to say she might drop him, and then this latest development.
Okay, so here's the statement from Stormy Daniels. Here it is. He has spoken on my behalf without my approval, she says. He filed a defamation case against Donald Trump against my wishes. He repeatedly refused to tell me how my legal defense fund was being spent. Now he's launched a new crowdfunding campaign using my face and name without my permission and attributing words to me that I never wrote or said. I don't want to hurt Michael, but it's time to set the record straight, end quote. I don't know where the relationship goes, Howie. Here's Avenatti's response. I am and have always been Stormy's biggest champion. I have personally sacrificed an enormous amount of money, time, and energy toward assisting her because I believe in her. I've always been an open book with Stormy as to all aspects of her cases, and she knows that. How we go from there?
Well, for Stormy to say that Avenatti actually filed a defamation suit against the President of the United States against her wishes is a pretty serious charge to make against a lawyer. So it seems to me like this relationship, which of course made Avenatti into a big cable news star, is heading for divorce. But the Michael Cohen connection is interesting because, you know, the press has long viewed Cohen as being sort of a sideshow, not as important as Paul Manafort. But because he was Trump's longtime personal lawyer, he not only knows about the Stormy payments, which, of course, may be personally embarrassing to Donald Trump, but today's plea, you know, the president coming out, as we saw moments ago, and saying that Michael Cohen is a weak man and he's lying to get a more lenient sentence, he probably had no choice but to plead guilty to lying to Congress because the special counsel has emails showing that he, Cohen, continued to talk, or at least try to talk to Moscow about this potential Trump Tower in Moscow. Now, the president's right. As a businessman running for president, he had every right to pursue this project. It wasn't a secret. But with Cohen talking to Moscow about this beyond the point where everybody said it was dead, it raises for Bob Mueller the prospect of the president having a financial interest in dealing with Russia during this time. Later, of course, the whole question of hacked emails and Russian collusion. I'm not saying there's anything there. The project never went anywhere, but it's another piece of the puzzle, and I think Cohen could be potentially more troubling for the Trump camp than Manafort.
We shall see then. Thank you, Howard Kurtz in Washington. Thank you, sir.